Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss sickle cell anemia and sickle cell hemoglobin. Learning objective for today's video are: first we will see what is sickle cell anemia, what is the molecular basis behind sickle cell anemia, what are the various pathophysiological changes occurring in sickle cell anemia, and in the end we will see diagnosis and management of sickle cell anemia along with NEET PG MCQs. To download lecture notes and other interesting stuff related to biochemistry, please visit website biochemistrybasics.com. Before going in the detail of sickle cell anemia, first let's see type of the questions that can be asked from this particular topic in theory exam. So the short notes or brief answers like biochemical basis of sickle cell anemia and hemoglobinopathies, justifications or logical reasoning like sickle cell anemia is a molecular disease and sickle cell trait offers resistance to malaria infection. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic disorder which is caused by production of an abnormal hemoglobin known as sickle hemoglobin or HbS, and this HbS is one of the most common hemoglobin variant seen worldwide. Production of sickle hemoglobin is due to mutation in the beta globin gene which codes for the beta globin chain, and the mutant beta globin chain of sickle hemoglobin has an altered amino acid sequence. Normally, at the sixth position of beta globin chain of HbA, there is a presence of glutamic acid. But in sickle cell anemia, this glutamic acid is replaced by valine residue as a result of mutation in the beta globin chain. This is the picture showing the single base substitution in DNA. T is replaced by A, resulting in amino acid substitution, that is glutamic acid is replaced by valine, which results in the formation of sickle hemoglobin, and it is a transversion type of mutation. So that is about molecular basis behind sickle cell anemia. Now at the sixth position of beta globin chain of HbA, there is a presence of glutamic acid normally. And this glutamic acid is a polar and hydrophilic. But in sickle cell anemia, this glutamic acid is replaced by non-polar hydrophobic valine, and due to that there is a synthesis of hydrophobic contact point which is called as a sticky patch on the outer surface of the beta globin chain, and this alteration markedly reduces the solubility of deoxygenated sickle hemoglobin. And when sickle hemoglobin is deoxygenated, the sticky patch can bind to the another deoxygenated HbS molecule. This binding causes polymerization of the deoxy-HbS, forming insoluble long tubular fiber. And the insoluble fibers of the deoxygenated sickle hemoglobin are responsible for deforming red blood cells which look like the blade of sickle, and hence the name of disease sickle cell anemia. So this is the picture of normal hemoglobin and this is the picture of sickle hemoglobin. As discussed, there is a formation of sticky patch on the outer surface of the beta globin chain, and due to this sticky patch there is a decreased solubility of deoxygenated sickle hemoglobin, and with the help of this sticky patch this deoxygenated sickle hemoglobin can bind to another deoxygenated sickle hemoglobin, which results in the polymerization of deoxyhemoglobin sickle hemoglobin molecules and formation of tubular fibrous structure. This is the picture of normal RBCs which are the biconcave disc shape, and this is the picture of sickle RBCs which are sickle shape. Again, this is the picture of sickle red blood cell. Now sickle red blood cells lose water, there is an influx of calcium, there is a loss of potassium, they become fragile and have a much shorter lifespan than normal cells. Normal RBCs have a 120 days, but these sickle cells have only 70 days lifespan, which leads to lysis of the red blood cells and results in hemolytic anemia. The more serious consequences is that Small blood capillaries in different organs become blocked by these long, abnormally shaped red blood cells. This interrupts the supply of oxygen and leads to anoxia, that is oxygen deprivation, which causes pain and eventually death of the cell. And it is termed as a sickle cell crisis. This is the picture of mechanism of vascular occlusion seen in sickle cell anemia. This is the picture of normal red blood cells, and these are the RBCs flow freely within the blood vessel, and this is the picture of sickle red blood cells blocking the blood flow, which results in the vascular occlusion in sickle cell anemia. Now, sickle cell anemia and sickle cell trait. So sickle cell anemia is a homozygous disorder in which individual has inherited two mutant globin genes, one from each parent. And it is characterized by chronic hemolytic anemia, tissue damage, pain, and increased susceptibility to infections. And such patients die in their adult age. While sickle cell trait is a heterozygous state in which individuals have received the abnormal mutated beta globin gene from only one parent have an one normal gene. They do not show any clinical symptoms and have normal lifespan. The heterozygous state is very common in Central and West Africa and in East and Central India. Tribals all over India show an increased incidence of sickle cell anemia and sickle cell trait. The slave trade has played an important role in the spreading the gene from Africa to different parts of America. Now, one important thing that sickle cell trait offers resistance to malaria. So, persons with sickle cell trait are resistant to malaria caused by Plasmodium falciparum. Because this parasite spends an obligatory part of its life cycle in the red blood cell. Since the sickle red blood cells have a shorter lifespan than normal red blood cell, that is 70 days as compared to the 120 days of normal lifespan, this parasite cannot complete its life cycle. That's why sickle cell trait offers resistance to malaria. This is the picture of normal RBCs. Inside that, malarial parasite enters and they multiplies and results in the malaria. But the person with the sickle cell trait, parasite enters but couldn't multiply because this RBC with the sickle cell trait have a shorter lifespan. So it doesn't result in malaria. That's why sickle cell trait protects from the malaria infection. Now, diagnosis of sickle cell anemia. Electrophoresis at alkaline pH shows slower moving band than HbA. At pH 8.6, carboxyl group of glutamic acid is negatively charged. That is in the normal scenario. But in sickle cell anemia, lack of this charge on HbS makes it less negatively charged and decreases the electrophoretic mobility towards positive pole. At acidic pH, HbS moves faster than HbA. And in sickle cell trait, both the bands of HbA and HbS can be noticed. This is the picture of electrophoresis. The abnormal HbS can be detected along with normal Hb in persons with HbS trait. So this is the sample of in the sickle cell trait. You can visualize the two band. One is of that of HbA and another band is of HbS. This is the band seen in sickle cell anemia. And this is the band seen in normal hemoglobin. As in the sickle cell anemia, there is a glutamic acid is replaced by valine. So band is moving slower towards positive pole as compared to the normal one. So that is the picture of electrophoresis done for the diagnosis of sickle cell anemia. Now another test which is done for the diagnosis of sickle cell anemia is the sickling test. So in the sickling test, first blood smear is prepared, then reducing agent such as sodium dithionate is added, and and blood smear is examined under the microscope to visualize sickle red blood cells. Now, management of sickle cell disease. So, repeated blood transfusion may be required in severe anemia, but this can lead to iron overload and cirrhosis. Treatment with anti-sickling agents like urea, cyanide, aspirin that interfere with the polymerization are tried, and sodium butyrate will induce HbF production with clinical improvement. Now we will see multiple choice questions. The first question is, which one of the following changes is considered to be the underlying biochemical lesion causing sickle cell disease? And the options are: glutamate is replaced by glycine at the ninth position of beta chain, valine is replaced by glutamate at the sixth position of beta chain, glutamate is replaced by valine at the sixth position of beta chain, and D, all of the above. So we all know the correct answer, that sickle cell disease occurs due to the replacement of glutamic acid by valine at the sixth position of beta chain. So the correct answer is C. Second question is, the mobility of HBA and HBS during electrophoresis will be: HBS and HBA have same mobility. HBS move faster than HBA to anode. HBS moves faster than HBA to cathode. And HBS moves slower than HBA to anode. So the correct answer is D. HBS moves slower than HBA to anode. So correct answer is D. These are my references. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe Biochemistry Basics by Dr. Amit, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you can get all the notifications from it. Thank you.